we are going to cowboy up our effort. When there's a saying that's like, hey, let's cowboy up a rodeo, let's cowboy up our attitudes, let's improve via this one flagship video. If we have not met person to person before or experienced a interaction before, hi, I'm Larry. How are you? I wear a cowboy hat because it's an incredibly functional hat, and the timeless design is purposeful. An after effect of wearing a cowboy hat while walking my beast, my small dog, is to realize it's an iconic image where it reminds me to cowboy up when people want to be in a picture or borrow my cowboy hat. Let's take cowboy hat as a reminder to cowboy up. Let's get into the content of my video, which I brought some show and tell things. Show and tell item number 1. Safedine Amu's book, The Fiat Standard. Are we friends now? Kind of. Are we able to experience a book that took him a couple years to write? Yes. I bring this book up because I cowboy up food for myself. Prior, I used to eat out 10 plus times per week. Dare I say, nearly 20 times per week. 1, I would eat 4 meals a day. 2, I would really enjoy eating out. That number has dropped to nearly 0 meals eaten out. Why? Because every time I eat out, it feels like I'm eating a pile of mush. Expensive mush that was just assembled in an industrial process done by people that kind of don't care. When I cowboy up food, the food is medicine saying, and quote, I get why people say food is medicinal. Fiat food is a chapter in Safedine Amu's book. Why? Because the industry of food is made to be kind of fraudulent. Why? Because why can't I pin this comment? Oh, it's so hard to talk, read, pin, respond. But if you comment, I will interact with your comments, even though I'm dropping up cowboy thoughts, which is perfect for us because we need to cowboy up some content for you guys to deliver. Oh, I don't like to be on camera. Wear a mask. Oh, I don't like to be on camera. Oh, well, you can do those videos where your face never appears. You guys are so nice. Why can't I pin? I can pin. So, cowboying up Fiat food. Fiat is fake. So when people say Fiat, the Italian car, that's not fake. Fiat currency, that's printed US dollars. Fiat food is fake food. And that's what we're not discussing all day today. This is where we're cowboying up thoughts. Cowboying up your own meal is where you go from a person who used to cook 0 and eat out 15 to 20 times a week to cooking 15 to 20 meals per week. Does that seem like an intimidatingly high number? Don't let it keep you from cowboying up your first 5 meal week. What's a number, you guys in the comments? What's a number of meals that if you were to make in a week, that would seem too high? Is it 7? 7 meals a week that you would cook? And I'm going to remove one-step meals, such as anything that goes into a microwave, or something where you like, you know what? Let's even leave that in. Not going to require it to cook from scratch. Okay, let's cowboy up as a goal 2 gourmet meals. And when I say gourmet, I don't mean it's going to take you 5 hours. I'm talking about where it's the first time you use an existing air fryer. We don't want to go buy a new piece of cooking equipment. So tell me how many meals that you guys want to try to cook for yourselves this week in the comments. Remember, the name of this video is Cowboy Up. So why don't you comment a cooking utensil or a cooking device such as air fryer or Instapot or clay pot or frying pan where you have not used that heating element. Because remember, all food is preheating the thing, heating up your food, and then eating the food. Most people make it way too complicated and they end up cooking in a cold pan. So comment the item that you have for cooking that you have not used or that somebody gave you that you have not yet tried. Here's another way that we can cowboy up. I'm from America and my parents are from China, which makes me the most Chinese person in China when I visit, which is maybe once a year or 3 times a year maximum, to the most Caucasian person in America. Why? Because I cowboy up all the time. Do you like that? That's just that's just the concept of cowboying up with where are you from? Cowboying up from a mental state to connect with you guys, because I want to hear where you guys are from too. Mentally, to preserve and focus, let us cowboy up 2 meals that are gourmet this week. Why? Because we want to start building confidence in going from YouTube video to YouTube video, where we don't want to just be stuck in neutral or going from YouTube video to comment on troll comments or negative comments or attention-seeking comments. Good morning, you guys. How are you? How are you? Terrific to say hi. Pinning messages. Which is us cooking 1 gourmet meal. Let's use a frying pan because maybe a frying pan intimidates you. The key to a frying pan is to preheat the pan. Most people cook with a cold pan and they kind of mess it up. The one thing that we're going to start with, which is what I started with in cooking, because now I'm not going to downplay the proclivity of my utilization of not only big words, but also cooking instruments, I kind of cook geniusly tasty food. And my style of cuisine is a fusion of Mexican, Asian fusion food. So let's go back to the first thing I cooked, which is a grilled cheese. Adjacent to a grilled cheese is a quesadilla. So, what is a quesadilla besides just a grilled cheese, except you're using a tortilla? Am I going to make a tortilla? I could, but let's keep it easy and let's just use items that are easily available. When you make a quesadilla, prior to it, you can put that rotisserie chicken that you buy in those little plastic bags of rotisserie chicken. So after you melt the grilled cheese, cheese melts, and then you can practice on grilled cheese. Typically, the second grilled cheese is going to taste better. Why? Because your pan is now hot enough. Most people put food into cold pans, and then the food doesn't cook very well. This is the Cowboy Up methodology before we transition from cooking into life hacks that we can cowboy up, which is this. When you put food into the pan massively cools down because your food is at room temperature. All cooking is transferring two things to wrap up the cooking component of Cowboy Up, which is you're trying to transfer in heat and you're trying to transfer in flavor. That's it. If you see cooking as just those two things, what's the methodology for transferring in heat? What's the methodology for transferring in flavor? That's where you get these complicated words like marination or salt brine or whatever. That's the transfer in of flavor or letting the steak rest. Because you're combining now the heat transfer with the flavor transfer. Now, this is a perfect segue into how we can cowboy up a life hack, because where I'm at, it's Sunday. And Sunday, sure, it's fun day. And if family is nearby, enjoy family. Sunday is also 10 to 15 minutes of cowboying up our week. So that way we win at Sunday Fun Day. Because some people, they'll sit on a beach or near a pool or at a baseball game and stress about the stuff that they have to do. So they're not even super fun when you're hanging out. Because you're like, hey, what's up? You thinking about other stuff? Not what's wrong. It's, hey, are you distracted? What are you thinking about? And people are always thinking about being stressed at work. Oh, I need to find a job. Oh, I need to ace this week. Oh, I am feeling intimidated by whatever. This is together the way to cowboy up our week. Let's do a few moments of Sunday planning so that way we can springboard and cowboy up our week without expanding too much, or we could expand on a deeper topic. So this is the broad level cowboy up, which is SAVERS. It's an acronym: silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. So what we're doing with that 10-minute routine is realizing, what do rich people do? They do their morning routine all day. How's my sound coming through? Will you comment that my sound's okay? Because I've had problems with that before. Rich people do their morning routine all day because they're rich people. And then it helps rich people get richer because they're iterating through the silence, affirmation, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing. Hal Elrod's concept, which is the miracle morning. We're summarizing and compressing the concepts so that way we can visualize a excellent week where this cowboy hat is available on Amazon for $50. If you go to a country western store in Miami or in Texas or in Los Angeles, they sell the same hat for $200. There's no affiliate link. It's just where instead of putting on your thinking cap, we're putting on our cowboy hat so that way we can life hack ourselves into a better week. Let's say that we want to expand these concepts into getting a better job because we are currently not in the job that we want to be in. Do we want to do common sense things that are job seeking? I don't really see that, but let's bullet point and brainstorm out a slew of counterintuitive truths so that way we may cowboy up a job offer, which is all incredibly counterintuitive, which is going to be deliciously awesome. Why? Because this works every time, 80% of the time. Why? Because most people get mentally distracted. This is what we're going to do. So, the way that most people apply for jobs is how 95% of people apply for jobs, where none of that works because the person who's seeking help, their job isn't to hire somebody. I mean, in the background, it is. What their job is to do is to say no in a way that won't get them sued. So, instead of going that traditional route, we are going to go the cowboy route, which is we're going to wrangle up 5 to 8 job offers. This is how we're going to do it. 1, we're going to set a goal that is incredibly specific, that is adhering to the job description. Because guess what? Most people, they're so demoralized about applying for the job that they don't even read the job description. Why? Because it's just a waste of time that they're not reading. Why even read? It's the mentality of my dating app has now ruined my job seeking occupational function. Why? Because we can just scroll, match, swipe right, swipe right, and then we can win at job application just by connecting in a way versus the non-connection of spam, which is perfect because the MD function is not medical doctor. It's a format of, oh, I'm just going to swipe right on everything and hope I match with this one job. We're going to read the job description. We're going to plug it into AI, and we're going to email me, Larry@duck9.com or Lawrence.chang. We're going to email me, hey, this is the job I want. This is the job description. This is what we're doing with AI. Because now we're going to look at parallel job functions in an associated, dare I say, universe of protocol interfaces, where together we're connecting the job offer and the job description towards a unique entrepreneurial substitute for them having to hire that specific job. Let's go over a specific example. Let's say we want to be a medical doctor assistant or a analyst for a managing director. Together, we're taking the job description and we're going to spider out multiple different protocols to conjoin. This is literally cowboying up in the same way that a cowboy rides around looking for cattle to rope and lasso. We're lassoing you guys got to hydrate. We are lassoing together. We are wrangling up job functionality for that company prior to getting a job offer. Let me repeat that. We are simulating job functionality prior to job offer. When we realize that AI is not going to replace Clint Eastwood, but AI is going to augment Clint Eastwood, where we ask ourselves the question, what if Clint Eastwood got a computer science degree? What if Clint Eastwood used AI? We're engineering the job function prior to us getting a job offer. By relentlessly becoming resourceful in something entrepreneurial yet specific, we're able to do what literally nobody else is doing. Is this a set of tasks without specific rewards? Yes, this is a marshmallow test that you test yourself. Every other test when you're in school is where some old person or a teacher or a remedial is trying to tell you, hey, this is how I'm giving you a test. This is us testing ourselves with, can you get 5 to 8 job offers using this one video of a cowboy, where we're cowboying up job offers. To expand on what we're mapping out, which is not a paid workshop, this is just networking with a person who's telling you to cowboy up while giving you my email address. In fact, some person who's good at using AI can even pull up my cell phone number, which I will respond to. I consent to you texting me if after you use AI you discover my phone number. So what we're doing here with this job description is we're realizing that a company needs that functionality. Now, is there fraud in job descriptions? Oh yeah. In fact, before we get started, why don't you send me the job description and I'll tell you if that job description is a fake job. How demoralizing is that? Where companies are listing jobs to positions that are not even open or hiring for. The exercise of testing ourselves using this marshmallow test is dual benefit, if not tri benefit, or quadra benefit, which is the exercise of us doing this external API is massively useful for so many components because remember, the name of this video is Cowboy Up. Cowboy Up a job offer, that's that. Cowboy Up the job offer of, hey, Larry, will you double the quantity and quality of this book? Yes, I will. Chapter 1 through 64 is published. Chapter 65 through 71 is augmented. That's an external API into a book. The job offer, the job functionality, that's you external APIing into a job that has not yet been offered to you. Do you see how you're taking existing concepts and you're springboarding? You're taking existing books that you have not yet used AI to summarize to catapult you. You're using cowboy entrepreneurship concepts, and instead of spam trolling comments, we are springboarding. That's cowboying up content, and it was terrific to spend time with you. The contact info is real, larry@duck9.com or lawrence.chang@gmail, or using AI to find my phone number. I consent to you becoming awesome by cowboying up cool stuff.